Hey, what is going on, my fire sign collective? It's your girl Tracy with Ascension 225, Tarot and Oracle. What is crack-a-lackin', y'all? What is happening in your world as we speak? I'm about to go down the rabbit hole to find out what's going on with our fire signs, our Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for the first 2 weeks of June. All right? So we're going to get a little down and dirty, not too long, make it quick, and see what Spirit wants and needs you to know now and over the next few weeks, okay? So just note that this is, and these will all be time-stamped, so you can go to your appropriate zodiac sign if you don't want to listen to the intro. This is a collective reading, so I'm not reading across from you, digging into your personal energy. This is a collective reading for all fire signs, okay? If you do need a private reading, look down below in the description box. All my information is there, where you can book me, my Yelp reviews, my Thumbtack reviews. You can even hit me up at ascension225tarot@gmail.com. Hit me up directly, and we can get your booking started, okay? My promo codes are down below in the description box and everything, okay? All right, you guys. So listen, if you get messages that really resonate with you, that is awesome. Take those messages, put them in your pocket so you can marinate on them later. Don't force anything to fit. Tarot is used as a form of guidance, all right? It's not word for word, so please use it accordingly, okay? As just a tool, a resource, a guide, all right? So let me know if it resonates with you. You can hit me up personally through my email. I will try to remember to put my comments on after this video, so you can leave me a comment. Sometimes I turn them off because people are just a little crazy, just to be honest with you. But anyway, we're about to dive in. But before we do that, I need all the collective to do your girl a solid and hit that like, that share, and that subscribe button. All right, give me that reciprocal energy to get me going, get me started. All right, the readings are free 99, and you hitting that like, share, and subscribe button, that's also free 99. All right, it's reciprocal energy. I give, you give. All right, so let's continue to help the channel grow by liking, sharing, and subscribing, you guys. I really appreciate it. And I think that's about it. Make sure you watch your favorite astrologer on YouTube to find out what's going on planetary wise. I know that I forgot when the full moon is, you guys. If I remember, I'll put it in the comments. But anyways, look at your favorite astrologer so you can find out what's going on with the planets above us, the stars, the moons, everything above us that dictates what's happening in our world, okay? Or with your specific sign. All right. What else? I think that's all for housekeeping, you guys. I hope you're doing well, and you're just happy just because you're grateful to be here on this Malkuth today. All right, you guys. So listen, I think that's all I have for the intro. We're going to start with Aries. And Aries is up first at 4. Let's just do 4:10, okay? So Aries up at 4:10. All right, my beautiful Aries. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fantastic. This is what Spirit wants you to know the first few weeks of June, all right? So, if you haven't done so already, do your girl solid and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Thank you so much. It helps the channel grow, all right? And that gives me that reciprocal energy that keeps the flow going between us, all right, you guys? So, Aries, let's see. The first few weeks of June, what Spirit wants and needs you to know. We're going to start off with your spirit animal, okay? And what came out for you is cat. And this is a time of, or should be a time of independence for you. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. All right, independence. It says you're a natural healer, Aries, and your situation is strong. I'm sorry, your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd, and life supports you in every way. All right? So this is all about you being independent, apart from the crowd. Just be your authentic self and your own authentic thought process. Don't go along with what everybody else is doing. You know, yeah, it's going to pay off in dividends for you just to trust your own intuition. All right, that voice that guides you, and life does support you in every way. So I love that. Okay, and the most important intuitive message that I have for you is accept. Acceptance. What is it that you need to accept now or over the next few weeks, Aries? As far as people, places, and things in your life. What do you need acceptance in or on? It says accepting things as they are can be a powerful step forward. You may be resisting change lately. So Aries, let go of control and you'll discover peace and new opportunities in the present moment. All right. So, you know, I know that as human beings, we try to control every aspect of our lives, what we're doing. But sometimes we have to relinquish control, and we can only do what we can do, and we need to lay down the cross, you know, and allow spirit to do what spirit does, because a lot of us forget that it's not just us going through life. It is a collaboration between you and spirit going through this life together, right? Yeah, so the ego wants you to think that it's all you, baby, but guess what? Spirit has a lot of say-so in this whole scenario. So what do you need to accept? What do you need to let go of control of? All right? Because when you listen to your intuition and you're in tune to your intuition, and you know that you've done all that you can do, and you're going to lay it down and allow spirit to do the rest, it brings a certain level of peace. It's sort of like that temperate type of energy, right? Yeah. All right, so what's the tea for our Aries? What is the tea going on with you guys? Well, I've got some of you maybe going through a separation, and if you are, you know, we send you all kinds of love and support. It's never easy to go through some sort of separation, right? This could be a separation between somebody that you love. It could be a separation in any way in your life, right? Any form of separation, right? Could be a breakup, could be a death, it could be a loss of some type, okay? So separation. Somebody might be feeling sadness, maybe thinking about you, maybe uncertain about what the future holds for you guys. All right. Interesting. Okay. And I've got hammer. Maybe somebody sabotaged this situation in some way. On the flip side, you know, somebody wants to work on things. They want to repair whatever has transpired, because it's affecting your family and very possibly the security of your family. Anytime you go through a separation or a breakup or a divorce, it can't help but to affect your family, you know, in a negative way, you know, because you're breaking up the family, and also the security of the family is affected financially, in emotionally, and in other ways as well. Yeah, there's this heartbreak here. Somebody or both or all are feeling shattered here. Okay, feeling shattered. And I hope somebody is not using this situation to lose themselves in alcohol. All right. Okay. So what is the mystic moon messages for you guys? I've got full moon in Scorpio. Where's my phone? Because I need my... Can't read this. Alright, I've got full moon in Scorpio. Sorry about that. It says the mystical depths. The mystical depths. And if you did know, Scorpios are very empathic. Okay, so you might have Scorpio somewhere in your chart. You may be dealing with a Scorpio. Or maybe you're going to get deeper as far as mystically during the next full moon in Scorpio. The Scorpio season is October, November. It says connect with your inner mystic and delve deep into your subconscious, using the full moon's illuminations to shed light on the hidden aspects of your life. Okay, yeah, maybe you're not seeing something. Maybe something's been hidden. All right, and maybe during this next full moon, maybe you'll be able to uncover what's been hidden, what you haven't seen yet. Yeah. Maybe you'll get some illumination on this. And then I've also got full moon in Aries, okay? The other part of, well, Aries, of course, you know, is your season, okay? So you might have already gotten this information, or you will be getting this during the next Aries season. It says the warrior's fury. Embrace your inner warrior, Aries, and stand up for what you believe in, using the full moon's illumination to gain clarity and strength. Exactly what we were talking about with this full moon in Scorpio is gaining the clarity, getting the illumination that you need. Maybe something you can't see right now. Maybe something's hidden. A lot of things can be hidden under the moon energy, okay? Secrets, illusions, all that kind of stuff. So I have a feeling that you're going to be trying to figure out some things here, especially if there's a separation, a divorce, a breakup, something like that. Maybe there are some hidden secrets. Maybe there are things that you didn't know about. So angel messages, I've got cut the cord. So you may need to cut the cords here, as far as this partnership is concerned, okay? And then I've got raise your vibration. All right, raise your vibration, and that goes along with these mystic moon cards, is things being illuminated. And when things are illuminated, you cannot help but to grow spiritually, right? Especially when you're more in tune with that moon energy, and that being your intuition, that voice that guides you and speaks to you. All right, what are some of the ancestral messages that I have for you? Rescue. It's time for a rescue, Aries. Maybe you need to rescue yourself. All right. So this card adds, it's a card 16, it adds to a 7. Maybe it's going to be a spiritual rescue. Maybe spirit is going to assist you through this situation. All right. This also reduces to a 5, which indicates that this is going to be some form of change that's going to be happening. Of course, if you're going through a separation, divorce, something like that, of course, that's going to be a huge change, right? But you got to ride the wave of change. And this is a 14 card, which adds to a 5, pointing to change yet again. Ride that wave, baby, because you know what? There's a light at the end of the tunnel, all right? There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And this reduces to a 3, right? 3 is all about, you know, maybe collaboration, teamwork, could be about the family unit, you know, and maybe looking into the future, you know, what ships will come in from all these different changes. So just put your seatbelt on and ride this wave there, Aries. And this rescue may be from the dragon's lair. All right. Maybe the dragon's lair doesn't sound like a very good place to be, right? You've got fire-breathing dragons. And this lair looks like it's on ice, right? Like things are frozen. So maybe you feel like things are frozen. There's no movement. You know, things are frozen. They're cold. There's no movement. But you're stuck in this dragon's lair for which you can't escape. And maybe that's why this rescue card is out here. Yeah. This card adds to a 10. 10's reduced to a 1, which 1s are about new beginnings. All right, new beginnings after this change for you. And 8s, this reduces to an 8, and 8s are all about karma. You know, maybe this is a karmic cycle coming to an end or something like that. You know what I mean? So let's find out what the tarot has to say. I've already shuffled the deck, so let's see what's on the bottom. This is for Aries, Holy Spirit. Oh, okay. I've got a 2 of Wands. Which direction are you going to go in, Aries? Which direction will you go in, or will your intuition guide you to go in, right? The 2s are all about making a choice. Either this or that, him or her, East Coast, West Coast, whatever. It's about making a choice. A choice that is going to bring you a form of balance and harmony, okay? What's in the middle? Wheel of Fortune, right. What's going to be your fate and destiny? What path will you choose that's going to lead you towards your fate and destiny? What Spirit has for you already mapped out. All right. But if you, whatever choice you make is going to take you in another direction, right? If you go left, it's going to take you in one direction. If you go right, it's going to take you in another. What will your fate and destiny be? And this also includes karma, life cycles, the closing of life cycles, and new beginnings. Okay? All right. So, Holy Spirit, what's the overall energy? Overall energy for Aries now and over the next few weeks. What's the overall energy for Aries now and over the next few weeks? Can you... Oh, okay. Whoa. Hold on. All right. Just need the 1. Got High Priestess in the crossing energy. High Priestess in the crossing. Now, crossing cards in my readings, it's either very, very strong energy, like super strong, or this may be a blockage for you. And okay, so the High Priestess is Piscean energy, right? All knowing, the all knowing one. She, and I say she because it represents feminine energy, does not make any decisions or moves without consulting that inner voice, that intuitive part of herself. She does not make any moves without intuition being involved, all right? Without having that knowing, all right? And you know what? The High Priestess also doesn't say a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? Her actions speak for her versus her words. So, but this also could indicate some form of secrecy, because the High Priestess has secrets, okay? She has secrets. So that could be it, that either you need to really learn how to be tapped into your intuition so that it can really guide you, okay? Or that, you know, maybe there are some secrets here that you're not, you know, maybe need to be revealed. and that maybe you're not fully tuned in. All right, what else? What else? What is the hold on. All right, what else, Holy Spirit? What else? What else for Aries now and over the next few weeks? Oh, okay. So, this Devil card is in the reverse. Okay? Devil is in the reverse. The Devil represents Capricorn. And the Devil in reverse could mean that maybe you're releasing some fears. All right, you could be releasing fears. You could be releasing self-limiting belief systems. You could be releasing addictions. Anything that holds you to the Devil energy, right? Addictions, fears, limiting belief systems. Yeah, maybe you're releasing all that. Okay? It landed on Ride the Wave. So, that's interesting. Okay. What else, Holy Spirit? What else for Aries? What else does Aries need to know now and over the next few weeks? What is this energy? What is this High Priestess and this Devil in reverse energy? Please show us, Holy Spirit. Alright, so what do we have? Got the Six of Pentacles. Alright, this is about reciprocity and equal give and take, right? Being paying it forward, being generous, right? If you have it, you don't mind sharing it. But this is about equal give and take, right? And then I've got the Three of Pentacles. We talked about the Three of Pentacles. This could be about teamwork, collaboration, partnering. Okay. Let's get one more and find out more. I have the Lovers here on the bottom. This is Gemini energy, the Lovers. One more for Aries. What is all this energy, Holy Spirit, for Aries? Please show us. What is all this energy for Aries for the next few weeks? Please show us, Holy Spirit. I just need one more. One more. What is going on? Uh-oh. What's going on with Aries? Oh, you got a lot of cards here. Alright, so we've got the King of Wands and the Five of Wands. The King of Wands is very ambitious, confident, successful. And then we've got the Five of Wands. The fives are all about change, and a lot of times change brings conflict. So the Five of Wands may be conflict, chaos, competition. These are in the crossing energies. So maybe this has to do with this King of Wands energy, and maybe there was this conflict and this chaos, and maybe there was a little competition in this situation. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it did not allow reciprocity. Maybe it didn't allow equal give and take, and maybe it interfered with teamwork and collaboration. What is this? Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this is somebody from the past. This is that soulmate type of energy. The Six of Cups, right? Somebody that you have very fond memories of, that you really, really care for and love. But this is in the reverse, so, and it kind of landed in between the High Priestess in the crossing and the Devil in reverse. So I feel like you're trying to use your intuition, that insight, that all-knowing, to release this, to want to release this Six of Cups, somebody from the past. Or maybe you're you need to consult your intuition about if there's going to be any sort of reconciliation with this person, right? Maybe this devil energy needs to be released first here. Okay, the devil needs to be released so that maybe there can be Six of Pentacles reciprocity and collaboration. But right now, this King of Wands is sideways, right? Sideways. Maybe this devil energy is making them uninspired, lazy, not following their dreams, and creating some sort of conflict here. Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles could be, you know, another five. Could be a loss of money. Alright? It could be a loss of feeling supported in this connection, in this relationship, in this partnership. Not feeling supported. Alright? Conflict. More conflict. What else, Holy Spirit? Yeah. Conflicting with maybe you being inspired. Conflicting with maybe your goals that you have. You know? Maybe all this conflict and chaos and this breakup and all this other stuff is maybe you need... Maybe you are losing yourself in this whole situation. Or maybe you've lost yourself. And maybe you need to find your inspiration again. Yeah, take some time out in this Hermit energy, this Virgo energy, ruled by Mercury, the planet of clear, concise communication as well as intellect. Okay, take this time to in the Hermit mode, temporarily isolating yourself, consulting with Spirit, so that you can figure all this out. There's some things that you need to come to accept. Maybe that you need to accept that it's time for you to be independent from this. Time to cut the cord from this devil energy. Feeling like you're trapped in this devil's lair here. Right? Nine of Swords. Depressed, anxious, you know, not yourself, all up in your head. This is not good energy right there. Yeah, it's time for you to be inspired again, Aries. It's time for you to find what you're passionate about, what you're inspired to do, a new goal, something. It's time. It's time to accept that, and it's time to have strength so that you can do what needs to be done here in this, whatever this situation is. All right. Is there any advice from Spirit? Advice from Spirit. Advice from Spirit. Is there advice from Spirit, please? And thank you. Advice from Spirit. Well, are these cards upright or not? Let me see. Alright, so we can look at this two ways. When I first picked up these cards, I looked at them, they were in the reverse, okay? I got a Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. You know, a serious loss of prosperity here. Serious loss of prosperity. And then I've got a Seven of Swords in the reverse. Releasing this untrustworthy, maybe somebody was untrustworthy in this situation, and maybe that's why there was a separation, and maybe that's why you need to cut the cord. Maybe somebody was deceptive. Seven of Swords upright, that's the deceptive card. A liar, cheater, con, manipulator, somebody that you can't trust, or a situation that you can't trust. I feel like you lost some money. or you will lose some money if you maybe don't release this energy here. Okay? Interesting. And this has to do with the lover situation. There goes the lovers one more time. Moon energy. The moon energy is all over here. Something may be hidden that you're not seeing. There may be secrets. Or you might have found out some secrets, which has created this separation and everything else. Alright, but through all of this, it feels in a way maybe like Aries, you kind of lost yourself in whatever this situation is, this relationship, this marriage, whatever. Speak your truth, King of Swords, alright? Yeah. I feel like you lost yourself a little bit in this situation, alright? Yeah. And you know, we talked about the 8 being about karma. In the hidden deck, here I've got karma is at work here. Karma is at work. And remember at the beginning we said this could be a karmic lesson or finally a karmic release of some type. Alright. I hope this is resonating with somebody. It might not resonate with everybody, but this is somebody's energy right here. So, alright. Let me know. Alright, Aries. Take care. What's going on, my beautiful Leos? What is happening? I hope you're doing well and you're just happy just because you are living and breathing and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, all right? All right, Leo, we're about to find out what Spirit wants and needs you to know over the next few weeks, the first few weeks of June. So, we're about to get started. I am a Leo rising. So let's see if I can get some nuggets out of this myself. So let's start off with your spirit animal. Sorry, I had a brain lapse for a minute. Your spirit animal. And your spirit animal is the butterfly, Leo. Isn't that beautiful? And as we all know, the butterflies are all about going through some form of transformation, right? A rebirth. There you go. It says rebirth. It says you can, oh my gosh, you can rejuvenate. I'm sorry. You can reinvent yourself, Leo. Sorry, I can't see where shit. All right. You can reinvent yourself, Leo. Open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. Love every part of this transformation, this journey, this rebirth that you are going through or about to go through. Okay? The most important intuitive message Spirit has for you is to remain hopeful. To remain hopeful, sort of like the star card in the tarot deck. I mean, you know, to me, it's about having unwavering faith, and it's also about remaining hopeful. Because when you have hope, anything can happen, right? So remain hopeful, and it says, hope is like a light in the darkness. Have you been feeling discouraged lately, Leo? Well, remember that difficult times are temporary. Hold on to your hope, and it will lead you toward brighter days, okay? Brighter days are coming, I promise you. All right, so let's go over here. Some of the tea cards, or the tea leaf cards that came out are, yeah. We just got finished talking about this hope card and temporary, right? It says difficult times are temporary on this card. And this card came out, clouds, temporary problems or temporary issues. That's so appropriate. And then we've got the star card. like we just got finished talking about Aquarius energy. I don't know if maybe you're involved with an Aquarius, but Leo, your opposite sign is an Aquarius, so you have part Aquarius in you. Okay, so this is that star card. It says guaranteed success. This is a temporary situation. You will come out on the other side, Leo, and you will not only be spiritually wiser, you will have gone through this fantastic, much needed transformation, right? Where the things that you now see, you can't unsee. The things that you know, you can't unknow, right? And this draws you closer to Spirit and the Creator. So have faith, right? And know that this is only temporary. Unicorn, yeah, that's what you are. You're a damn unicorn, baby. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes in your life. Be this unicorn. Yeah, when you go through this rebirth and this transformation, be this beautiful, unique, authentic unicorn. They're very rare. Broken ring, yeah. Parting of the ways in either romance or business. So this is either a broken romance or a broken partnership in business. Okay, yeah. That you may need to reinvent, feel like you may need to reinvent yourself a little bit. All right, so what about Mystic Moon? What does Mystic Moon want you to know? The first card I have is you front and center, full moon in Leo. So this may happen during Leo season, or this is just highlighting that this is your energy. Hold on for a second. I need my flashlight for this. All right, Leo. It says the lions roar. All right, you might feel like you may need to be roaring right now. Maybe you're roaring because of all this stuff that may be transpiring in your life right now. All right, especially if it's a breakup, a divorce, a separation, you and a business partner not seeing eye to eye and parting ways. It's still very difficult, right? It says, embrace your inner lion and express yourself with confidence and courage, using the full moon's illumination to showcase your talents. And the best time to showcase your talents may be during your season, Leo, July and August, okay? And then the second one that I have for you is full moon in Virgo. Full moon in Virgo. And Virgo, whenever I think of Virgo, I feel like it's that hermit type of energy. Like you might need to lay low for a little bit, or you may feel like you want to lay low for a little bit so that you can get your mind right, and you can heal from whatever this is. And that star card also represents healing, okay? All right, so we've got full moon in Virgo. It says the harvest perfection. It says celebrate your achievements and strive for excellence, harnessing the full moon's energy to refine your work and improve your life. So not only does Virgo represent the hermit, like laying low, getting your mind right, but also Virgos tend to be very organized. So maybe you need to reorganize some things in your life. You know, maybe you need to put certain things in place, like a budget or whatever, to keep yourself on track, especially if your situation has changed, right? Being a little bit more detailed, a little bit more organized. All right. Angels, what do you have to say? Oh, angels say yes, exclamation point. Whatever it is that you're asking, you're hoping, you're wishing for, the answer is yes. But do know, Leo, that all of this comes in divine timing, right? Not when we want it to come, but when Spirit says it's time. And I've got power and intention. We just talked about you being courageous, you being assertive, you representing your excellence, striving for excellence. Be intentional. Be intentional about what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're trying to achieve. All right? Use your empowered self and be intentional, okay? All right, so these are supposed to be, I was guided to this deck. Normally this would be like ancestor wisdom, and this could still be ancestor wisdom, but Spirit told me to use this deck. So the first card I have is ship. Somebody is moving on. Somebody's cutting ties. Somebody's moving forward with their life. Okay? And as we've seen by the other cards, that definitely rings true. And I've got gambling in the reverse. So I feel like, Leo, either you feel like this is too risky to take a gamble. Okay? You don't want to gamble anymore. Or somebody took a risk on your partnership or your relationship and they lost. One or the other. Somebody took a chance and they lost. Alright? Maybe somebody was out there doing some shit they weren't supposed to be doing. I don't know your situation. Alright, but they took a gamble and they lost. Alright? This person is I don't know. This could either speak to both of you, okay? I've got the butterfly, another butterfly in the reverse. So we started off your reading with the butterfly, and now we have a butterfly in reverse. And I feel like maybe somebody in this equation is not, is reluctant or resistant to growing spiritually, right? Maybe they're more ego-based. I don't know, but maybe they're resistant to growing. Okay, maybe they're resistant to evolving as a person, as a human being, as a spiritual being. Maybe they are not ready to go to that next phase of being, of going through spiritual awakenings and rebirths and transformations. Okay, but you are. All right. I feel like somebody may not be ready to heal their inner child. All right. So here we have a butterfly in reverse. And so if you are a butterfly that is going to be going through this rebirth and this transformation, Leo, and then you have somebody in your life who's not ready for any of that, then that kind of makes you guys like uneven, like a mismatch, unequally yoked, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Alright, so what do we have? Alright, on the bottom we've got the Four of Wands. Oh my gosh, this is definitely about a marriage. A marriage or a deep commitment here. This is one of the marriage cards in the tarot deck. Alright, but the fours represent safety, security, and stability. Alright, and this could have everything to do with all of those things for you, Leo. Maybe that's why if you're going through a separation, divorce, breakup, whatever, you need to be in that Virgo energy to be more organized, keep yourself on track, right? So that your safety, security, and your stability does not get affected. What's in the middle? What's in the middle? Ten of Cups. Oh, man. Woo! This is the marriage card, and this is basically the ultimate love connection here. Wow. Interesting. Maybe you thought this was a Ten of Cups situation. This marriage, this commitment. Maybe you thought it was a Ten of Cups. Or maybe this is what will come down the line for you is marriage, safety, security, stability, and a meaningful relationship. Alright, let's find out more. Oh, and I meant to show you that at the bottom of these cards we've got somebody's disappearing, or maybe somebody got ghosted here. Somebody disappearing because the mask has fallen off. The mask that somebody was wearing is falling off, right? Yeah, they no longer can wear the mask. All right, Holy Spirit, what's the overall energy? Show us some overall energy for our Leos over the month, not the month, but over the next few weeks. All right, I've got, yeah, the first card that popped out is the Devil. Now, either this could be a Capricorn, okay, but the Devil, man, this could be about somebody who's just, you know, ego-based, materialism, okay? This could be fear, but this could also be addictions, right? It could be, you know, being a hoe out in them streets, or drugs, alcohol, whatever it is, attention from others, whatever it is, okay, it could be this, all right, the Devil. Anytime you do the dance, a dance with the Devil is never good. All right, yeah. All right, what's this? I've got you on the bottom, the Leo energy on the bottom. All right, you stay strong. All right, you keep moving forward. You be strong. You be courageous and do what you got to do. Make the decisions that you need to make. What else? What else? As far as energy is concerned, what else for our Leos? What else do they need to see or know? What about all this energy that's on the table? What's going on with our Leos, Holy Spirit? I've got lay judgment in the reverse, so I feel like maybe you're not ready to make a judgment call on the situation, or maybe this could be making bad judgments, making bad decisions, bad judgment calls, okay? Okay. Yeah. Got the Devil, got maybe some bad judgment calls made, or maybe somebody reluctant to make a final judgment call here on this lover situation. This is the opposite of the Devil, okay? This is the Lovers card. This is a happy union. This is a cosmic connection here. What else can you show, Leo? What else can you show, Leo? Yeah, what are some of the challenges for Leo with this situation, Holy Spirit? What can you show us? What are some of the challenges for Leo in this situation now and over the next few weeks? Okay. Page of Cups. Maybe one of the challenges is that there are children involved, you know, or maybe one of the challenges is that somebody needs to apologize. All right, maybe somebody needs to apologize. Okay, and then I've got, woohoo! One of the challenges is, Leo, you're having a difficult time closing out this very painful cycle. Whatever has happened in this situation where there has been there's may have been somebody who took a gamble on your relationship, all right, and might have done something that they shouldn't have. I feel like you're having a hard time closing out this cycle, but this person's laying down on the ground with 10 swords in their back, Leo, okay? Like, I'm just saying. Here we go with the Lovers again. With the Lovers again, this has to do with this lover situation. Alright, this has to do with this lover situation, as we know. Alright, so what is the advice? Advice from Spirit. Advice from Spirit. Can I have 2 cards of advice from Spirit? 6 of Pentacles was in the crossing. Alright, there needs to be equal give and take in this situation. If there's no equal give and take, this is an unbalanced situation. There is no balance. Especially if somebody is giving, and the other person is just taking. One more advice card, Hoster. Okay. What is this? Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. One of the challenges is that, I mean, it could be because maybe you're considering your children, maybe because you're a mom, and maybe you don't want to make this hard choice or this hard decision to close out this painful cycle. Okay, the Empress is a wife and a mom. Okay, a wife and a mom. Then I've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. Somebody not wanting to make a firm decision here, or maybe somebody made some bad decisions here, bad choices, right? Swords are all about intelligent thought process and communication. So, or maybe you feel like you can't communicate this very well. Either you can't make a decision about this whole situation, which it shows here, because we got somebody, one of the challenges is that you're having a hard time closing out a painful cycle. So maybe because you're not speaking your truth, or because you're making a bad decision, maybe. Yeah, somebody needs to have a conversation. This is speaking your truth, though. 8 of Wands. There needs to be some communication, right? There needs to be some communication here. Speaking your truth, communication about this loss. All right, this 5 of Cups, this loss. All right, maybe 3 cups got spilled. I don't know if there's a third party situation here, but maybe 3 cups got spilled. All right, but somebody feels like they missed an opportunity. They're feeling a sense of loss here, Leo. Okay, and somebody is so focused on the loss that they're not even paying attention that there are 2 full cups behind them. There's still an opportunity for deep and abiding love, even if this shit didn't work out. Yeah. Might have to go to the lawyer. Right? And then we got the Hierophant, right? 3 of Swords, broken heart. The Hierophant is another marriage card here. Yeah, so this could be, you know, making a decision about this marriage because your heart is literally broken. This is a loss for you, Leo. Yeah, I feel like this is a divorce because, all right, we saw the King of Swords. That could be a lawyer, could be a judge, okay? Somebody who lays down the law, all right? And then we saw the Hierophant. So this could be a divorce, 3 of Swords, and then La Justice. Yes, this is the Justice card. So there could definitely be some sort of legal situation, a legal decision that will bring fairness to the situation. Wow, Leo. My heart goes out to you, man. My heart goes out to you. If you're going through this situation, wow. Sending you love, especially if you were in a situation that you thought was a 10 of Cups and it turned out to be the opposite. I've been there, done that. I get it. And I'm sending you lots of love. Mwah. Thank you, Leo. Take care. Hey, what is going on, Sagittarius? My opposite sign. So you have a little bit of Gemini in you, Saggy, and I've got a little bit of Saggy in me. So what's going on? We're about to get into the first few weeks of June for you, Sagittarius. So settle in, be open to receive, and we're about to get into it. All right, do your girl solid and hit that like, share, and subscribe button to help the channel grow and give me that reciprocal energy. I really do appreciate it so much. Thanks, Sag. right, let's get into it. Okay, so we've got, I asked Spirit for your spirit animal, and we got deer, and it equates to love. It says, be gentle with yourself, Sagittarius. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things and acknowledge your self-worth and grace. With that deer energy, okay? All right. And the most important intuitive message for you to see now and over the next few weeks is the patience card. Be patient. And this reminds me of your card, your major arcana in the tarot deck, and that is Temperance, okay? That represents you all day. So this is you being patient or in that temperate type of energy, okay? Doing whatever you need to do and allowing Spirit to do what Spirit needs to do on their end, on your behalf. But meanwhile, you're staying balanced, you're staying healthy, mind, body, and spirit. You're doing what you need to do. You're not worried. You're not going, pulling your hair out or anything like that. Patience, my grasapa. It says patience is key to achieving your goals. Have you been feeling restless, Sagittarius? Trust in the process and wait for things to unfold, because great outcomes take time, right? Great outcomes take time. I love that. All right, so let's get into your tea and see what's going on here. Well, I've got fire, strong emotion. You may be exerting some strong emotion, whether that's passionate love or passionate hate. All right, or maybe you're having mixed emotions, but you got that fire energy in there. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. So with this feather energy, there may be somebody in your life, and that might be where this fire energy comes from. Somebody who is not very dependable or sincere. Who might that be, Sag? Use your psychic ability and trust your intuition. So really tap into your intuition if there is this person or energy in your life where you might have to, you're side-eyeing them a little bit because they're not dependable. They're not a person of their word. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And they're insincere. Okay. Archway. There's going to be new opportunities, possibilities, and paths for you that will be opening up. So this could be in any area of your life, maybe career-wise or whatever you're trying to manifest, okay? Could happen in December. Something could happen in December. I know, Sagittarius, your birthday's in December, right? So maybe you're planning something for your birthday, something special. And then I've got Arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. I love this energy. You're on the right path, baby. Just use your intuition. There's some energy or energies in your life, people that you might have a love-hate relationship with, or you might, if it's intense love, I don't know, maybe it oscillates between love and hate. There's a fine line, right? But anyway, all right, so Mystic Moon. I've got annular solar eclipse. I'm going to guess that annular solar eclipse is one that happens every year. I've never heard of it before, but I'm going to have to look it up. Let me see. All right. So the Ring of Fire, all right, and we're talking fire signs tonight, and we've definitely got a lot of fire going on with all of the fire signs. It says, it's a time to find your passion and emerge. Sagittarius, it's time to find your passion or passions and embrace your power. Use the fiery energy of this eclipse to take bold action. So we need to find out when the annular solar eclipse is. Good time for you to harness the fiery energy. Not that you give you an extra boost, right? Because you're already fiery. And then I've got full moon in Virgo. The harvest perfection. I think Leo got this. Celebrate your achievements and strive for excellence. Harnessing the full moon's energy in Virgo to refine your work and improve your life. So you may be wanting to do some things that refine what you do at work, make, enhance your work. Maybe you're going to get a certification, or you're going to school, and maybe that will enhance your work or give you more opportunity to make more money or to move up or something like that. Full moon in Virgo. What are you trying to manifest? What are you trying to harvest here, Sag? I really feel like it's career for you. Okay? Career for you. All right. So what do the angels want you to know? Keep your composure. This is another reference to this patience or the temperance card, right? Yeah. You staying in this Zen energy, doing whatever it is that you need to do, whatever you need to take care of on this side, and allow spirit to work their magic on the other side, okay? Yeah, baby. I love that. And you're going through a transformation. You are or will be going through a transformation. But I have to tell you, I've been reading Sagittarius for quite some time now, and I would say Gemini and Sagittarius have been going through a spiritual ascension, spiritual awakening, at least for the last 3 years. Okay. Yeah, so it's sort of like parallel, Gemini and Sagittarius, but we're polar opposites of each other, so that would make sense. Okay, and ancient or ancestral wisdom, I've got One Ring Circus. It's all about you, boo. Whatever the circus is, it's all about you, all right? It's all about you. Okay? And maybe you're trying to figure out a way how to get yourself off of this little high ledge that this person is on. Maybe you're trying to find a way to maneuver or get off of this ledge that you're on, whatever that represents in your life, okay? This 15 card, it adds to a 6, and 6s are, trying to move out of that change energy, which brings a little bit of conflict and chaos, maybe moving towards harmony where you're happier. Okay, this also reduces to a 4, and 4s are all about safety, security, and stability. So maybe if this pertains to your job, maybe you're trying to find a way, maybe it's more education or whatever, trying to find a way to create more abundance in your life, right? And get to a place, maybe in your career or finding a job where you have a little bit more peace and tranquility, I guess. And you could be doing this by going to get more education or certifications, going to trade school, whatever it is. All right, enhancing what it is that you are doing, or finding something that you're inspired to do and getting education to back it up. This adds to an 8. This 35 adds to an 8. That's being committed, that's working hard, nose to the grindstone, and it reduces to a 2. And 2s are about making a choice. Making a choice. I feel like you're making a choice to enhance yourself, to educate yourself, so that you can add more to your your table, add more to your abundance, add more to your pocketbook, right? And I've got, it may be a little scary to go into the unknown, maybe feel a little blind going into the unknown, but everybody does. But don't let fear stop you, all right? Have faith and trust that when you make a choice, Spirit is going to back you all the way. All right, don't be fearful about going into the unknown. All right, I love that. And this is a 7 card. All right, you're being spiritually guided. Okay, I love this energy. All right, Sag, what do we have here on the bottom? What do we have for Sagittarius? We've got the 4 of Cups. Maybe you're kind of bored, you know, doing what you're doing, or maybe, like I said, you're trying to find some, you know, maybe new ways to fall in love with what you do, new ways to fall in love with your job or your career, or maybe you're tapping into or getting educated into something that you will love. Maybe you're making a switch of some type. Maybe you're kind of bored, okay? Right? What's in the middle here? Yeah, I think you're going to be looking at something that, you know, maybe you have the opportunity that's going to bring you more abundance. Maybe more coins in your pocket, or, you know, I mean, abundance is more than just coins. Abundance can be about you being happier going to work, you know, being in a happier atmosphere, or a happier, more positive work culture, or something like that, right? But, you know, abundance is different for everybody. All right, so what's the overall energy, Holy Spirit, for Sagittarius now and over the next few weeks? What does all this energy on the table mean for Sagittarius? Can you show us the overall energy? Overall, okay. We've got the 8 of Swords. Okay. Wow. And this 8 of Swords landed right here on top of the education. I don't know, maybe you're all up in your head, maybe you're feeling limited, that if you don't get additional education, that, you know, you may not be able to reach your goal. You know, this is being all up in your head, you know. This also could be like a form of self-sabotage or negative self-talk, you know, something like that. You know, maybe I'm not smart enough, maybe I'm too old, maybe, you know, maybe I don't have the what it takes to go back to school and get this education. I don't know. All right, what else, Holy Spirit? What else? What is Sagittarius's energy? What is Sagittarius's energy? The sun, Leo energy. Yeah, abundance and blessings. Like, you want to feel this abundance and blessings. You want to go towards whatever is going to give you this abundance and blessings, right? I love that. Where you're going to be happy as well as abundant, you know? Okay, so what are some of the challenges? What may be a challenge or an obstacle for Sagittarius? Holy Spirit, 1 or 2 cards. Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this over. I see the Hermit though, but we're gonna take, that was a book. All right. Challenge or an obstacle blocking Sagittarius now and over the next few weeks. What do you have, Holy Spirit? What do you have? Good gosh. These cards are acting crazy. Victory. Alright, so challenge or an obstacle. Alright, hold on. This is in the crossing. I've got 3 of Wands. Maybe when you think of, well, all this hard work that I put in, when will I see my ships come in, right? When will I see, you know, the fruits of my labor? When will I see my ships come in? You know what I mean? This is in the crossing, so maybe this is something that really bothers you. Maybe this is something that's blocking you from getting to the next chapter, the next level that you want or need to be at. With the Three of Wands, maybe you're having a hard time seeing the fruits of your labor, or maybe you're having a hard time seeing, I don't know, seeing the future, maybe. Seeing how it's all going to pan out. You can't be all in control of everything, though. Right? One more challenge or obstacle. One more challenge or obstacle for... Okay. Hold on. Alright, so I got the Five of Wands. Maybe you feel like there's too much competition with the Five of Wands. Alright, fives are all about change. Yes, you will have to make a change. But, you know, the fives also are about conflict and chaos. And the Five of Wands, there could be some competition going on at work, or, you know, as far as you getting to the next level. So that could be a challenge. And that is the truth, Ruth. I mean, the Ace of Swords is about truth and clarity. All right, maybe you need some more truth and clarity about where you want to go, what you want to do. Maybe you need, I don't know. Yeah. All right, that was an extra card for. All right, so yeah, knowing what your passion is with the Ace of Wands, right? Knowing what your passion is, what inspires you, what you know what I mean? I feel like you might be a little bored right now. Okay, so advice from Spirit. Advice from Spirit. Spirit, what advice do you want to give Sagittarius? Oh, I love it. Invest wisely. Seven of Pentacles. Invest wisely. All right, invest in something that you know that if you love on it and nurture it and feed it and give it sun and make sure there's no weeds in there, that what you're going to get out of this is going to turn into something very abundant. It's going to be worth the investment. Ooh, that's great advice. Thank you, Spirit. Do you have one more advice card for Sag? One more advice card for Sag, Holy Spirit. What you got? What you got? What you got? Oh, that's a freaking book. Okay, listen. Yes, there are certain things that you're going to have to put to death. Certain things that you're going to have to put to death. All right, whether that's fears or self-doubt or people whispering in your ear telling you bullshit, you can't do it, whatever. Right, put some things to death with the Scorpio energy, all right? People, places, and things, figuratively speaking, all right? So that you can move to the next, right? And be this, you know, inspired, successful, goal-oriented King of Wands. And you can get to your Ten of Pentacles. To get to your Ten of Pentacles. This is, you know, having a nest egg, having money in the bank, you know what I'm saying, retirement, all of that stuff, right? If you have kids, college funds, everything, or something to pass on to your children or whatever, you know what I mean? So maybe you're just trying to figure out what your next step is, Sagittarius. I wish you well on your journey. Sounds like you've got some considerations to do, but you're going, if you look at whatever this is, yeah, there's going to be movement. Sorry, there's going to be movement here. You're going to be movement. You're not going to be this ostrich with its head in the sand anymore. This ostrich is on the move, and so are you. You just need to choose your path. Choose your path with this compass. Choose your path. And do it with the spirit of love, the love for yourself, right? And stay composed. Be in that temperate energy, your energy. Be patient. this whole situation is going to transform itself. All right? All right. Thank you, Sagittarius. I hope this was helpful. Mwah. God bless you. I'm sending you loving, supportive energy all the way from the ATL. Peace out.